Hello and welcome to another update for my Mets Realm theme team, perfect team, in Out of the Park Baseball 25. This is the year 2030, and in the previous season, I got relegated down to Iron League, and it was kind of surprising to me, and because we had dropped we were last place in Silver, then nearly last place in Bronze, and so we kind of just bottomed out 2 leagues right in a row. And I left the last video kind of up in the air about whether I want to keep doing this. So anyway, here is another update for this season. I'm in the Iron League this time, so let's get right to it. I'm not gonna go quite as in depth in every single stat line like I did before. Be more like the last one. So, because I do realize that it takes a lot of time to go through like every game and every ERA and all that. So, anyway, let's get started. So, let's go to pitching. Pitching. Here we go. So, as you see, my rotation is Bobby Ojeda, Craig Swan, Ron Darling, Jose Quintana, and Adrian Hauser. So, Bobby Ojeda, he is one that you're familiar with. He had a 13-3 ERA win-loss record, 13-13, I mean, and a 3.46 ERA. And let's take a look at his pitching stats. I'm not going to go through every single line, but pretty much I started the season pretty good up until May 24th, when he had a 2.31 ERA, and then he gave 5 runs. Then he sort of had rough patches of like pockets of like 3 runs, 5 earned runs, 3 earned runs. Here we go. Yeah, I think if you go full screen, you might be able to read this screen. So, any case, yeah. So a lot of earned runs in chunks through June, and so he entered July with a 2.97 ERA, which is not a bad ERA, but his ERA was already slipping. And so let's all right, so in July, he gave up more chunks of 3 earned runs, 5 earned runs, and then on August 4th, he had a 3-start stretch where he gave up 5, 5, 5, and that put his ERA at 3.86. And then he did a lot better. And for the rest of the season, he only had 1 bad start on September 7th, making his on September 7th, putting his ERA at 3.80. But then he finished strong with a bunch of wins and good ERA. So he's at 3.46. All right, so let's see. Craig Swan. This is a new addition to my team. I bought the combinator of Craig Swan, and he's level 2. And I put him in replace of Frank Viola, who was sort of falling down the stretch. So let's see. Craig Swan only had 3 starts, but he gave up 2 earned runs and 1 earned run, then 1 earned run. So he's sitting at a 1.93 ERA over 3 starts, which isn't terrible. But Frank Viola, who's in my pen now, I demoted to my bullpen. He's got a 4.44 ERA. And let's take a look at why I demoted Mr. Viola. So he started the season pretty rough right here, giving up 3.62, then 6 earned runs in his first 4 starts, putting his ERA at 7.91. Then he pitched well, but then May 19th, he gave up 5 earned runs and then gave up 0, then 5, then 3, then 6, then 4, then 2, then 0, then zeros, and that put his ERA at 4.35. And then here's where he kind of messed up a bit, I would say, because he wasn't really he wasn't winning, and so since he was getting a lot of losses, I figured, these are right here, losses, so I figured, you know what, maybe I should just make a change, because for whatever reason, he's not translating to wins. So in the beginning of July, he was giving up 3, 3, 3, 3, then 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, then 7. So he was like giving up 3 earned runs, which isn't like horrible, but having a lot of 3 earned run games, and which not bad, but not great. And it just wasn't what I was looking for. And then he had that stretch of 3 earned runs in August, and then in September, here's where he kind of went wrong for me. He gave up 3, then 5, then 7, then 3, then 3. And so that's when I decided to pull the plug and move him to the pen. I'm probably going to move him back into the starting spot next season, but Viola was kind of a liability for me in that he wasn't pitching quite like I needed him to be. So next we got Ron Darling, who was pitching pretty well. 10 wins, 5 losses, 2.78 ERA. Here's what he looks like. So started off the season pretty good. And oh yeah, he's one of the people that I started in the pen as well. So I had actually started him in the bullpen and moved him into the starting spot in May. So he pitched out of the pen with a 2.66 ERA through May 20th. And then I moved him to be a starter, and then he pitched pretty decently. 1 earned run, then 5, then 1, then 4, 0, 0, 0, 1, 4, 0, 2, 3, 0, 0, 1. That's through August 7th, and that put his ERA at 2.49. And then he had 4 earned runs. This is like his worst stretch. Then 1, then 4, then 4. That put his ERA at 2.89. That was August 29th. And then he gave up 1, then 3, then 3, then 2, then 3, then 0, 0. So he finished with 3 wins at 2.78. So not bad for Mr. Darling. Then we had Quintana, who I had in here, and he was 11 wins, 12 losses, and a 3.80 ERA. So let's go check that out. So he pitched pretty well through end of May with a 2.98 ERA. Then he still pitched pretty well up until June 27th when he gave up 6 runs. And that put his ERA at 3.18. Then he had a bad stretch of 2 earned runs, which 2 is good, then 5, then 3, then 5. And that ballooned his ERA to 3.81. So that's not good. Then he had a good stretch of 4. Then, let's see. Then he had 4 good starts, then 4 earned runs, then 3, then 5, then 3. That kept his ERA around 3.83. At 3.83, and then he had 4 good starts in a row, and then his last start he gave up 7 earned runs to put it back up at 3.80 from a 3.53. So he's generally been more good than bad. So Quintana, can't complain about Mr. Quintana. And then we got Adrian Hauser. 12 starts, 6 wins, 4 losses, 3.80 ERA. So he's a guy that was in my pen. Was he in my pen? No, he wasn't. I actually had I had other starters that I had put in that stunk that I'll get into in a little bit. So I had Hauser. He started his first 4 starts. He pitched to a 2.76 ERA. Then he got 6 earned runs, then 0, then 5, then 1, 2, 2, 2. So he's really been pretty good. Can't complain. Can't complain that much. So that's not bad. And let me go to my to the starters that I gave up. Here, Sean Manaea. I had him in my 5th starter spot for a period of time in May through July 20th. And he started off with 6 earned runs, 4 earned runs, then 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, 3, 0, 4. And that put his ERA at 6.63. And that's when I was like, you know what? Not good enough for my team. And so I got rid of him and I put in, I think that's when I put in Hauser. Let me see. Yeah, Hauser came in July. And the person before that was McAndrew, who I had as my starter through May 15th. And let's see. He started off with 5 earned runs, then 9, then 2, then 5, then 1, then 6, then 6, then 5, 6, 5, 0. Put his ERA at 7.62. And, yeah, coupled with, and so this was a decision where, from my previous seasons, I couldn't risk keeping him on my team for that much longer to hurt my team. So I swapped to Manaea. He stunk, and then I went to Hauser, and he was good. And then eventually I moved McAndrew to my long relief spot. McAndrew was my long reliever, and I think, did I have Severino as my long reliever to start? No, I didn't. I don't remember who was my long reliever to start the season. Maybe it was this one. I don't think it was. In any case, Mr. Viola got moved in near the end in place of McAndrew, and so that's why we're there. So the pen was interesting because I didn't really have any great. Actually, the pen was much better a month ago, but Danny Frisella right here, my closer, has 19 saves, 2.39 ERA. And, yeah, he was, usually my philosophy with the pen is to go with who's hot, and move the people who are cold down below. And so I started the season with Brooks Raley as my closer, and he wasn't that consistent. So I ended up moving him down, moving Ottavino up. And for Sella, I decided to give the closer a spot. So, and I did have Orozco there too at some point. But ultimately I decided to put Frisella, Ottavino, and then Raley. And then there's like some decisions where guys were a little better than their ERA looked. So like one blow up sort of ballooned their ERA, but they were actually pretty good otherwise. Like Raley was one of them. So let's see. Let's see. So, for example, right here, end of August. This is where I was looking at him. So, end of August, he had a 3.79 ERA, and then he gave 4 earned runs. And then 3 zeros, and then 1 earned run, and 3 earned runs. And then he had a stretch of zeros at the end of the season, putting his ERA at 4.16. So he really only had like, he gave up runs, but he wasn't like truly terrible. He had like a few bad outings, but he's been okay, even though his ERA is 4.28. So that's kind of what I was mentioning earlier. So Turk Wendell, my setup specialist, 3.59 ERA. Diekman, 3.93, not quite as good, but still okay. Orozco is the one that kind of disappointed me with the 5.17 ERA. Let's go take a look at him just to see where he went wrong. And I haven't really analyzed his stats, but it seems like he was just very inconsistent from the beginning. And yeah, giving up runs like almost every other game. So just had a bad season. And then let's see. McDowell. I think McDowell, 4.07 ERA. Might be another case of a few blow-ups that made him look worse than he actually was. So let's see. So he began the season through May 15th with a 2.35 ERA. Then he gave up 3 runs, which blew his ERA to 3.94. Then he did have a few bad outings in June, where he gave up 4 earned runs in 3 starts, in 3 appearances in a row. And then his ERA kind of got down at the end of June to 3.58. And then he had another blow up on July 7th, putting his ERA at 4.25. And then he put up a bunch of zeros, had a few bad outings in a row, put up the zeros, then another earned run, then a bunch of zeros. Dropping his ERA to 3.78 on August 21st. And then gave up runs a little bit in between. But then on September 10th, he put up a lot of zeros in a row until September 21st to put his ERA at 3.75. Then he had 2 bad outings in a row, giving up 2 earned runs and 2 appearances each. So that put his ERA back up to 4.22, and then he had 3 zeros in a row to end the season. So not pitching like a particularly great setup man, but a middle reliever for sure. So yeah, I mean, that's the end of my pen, end of my bullpen talk. So not horrible, but not great. And my starting pitching ERAs, you can see, not terrible. I managed to find some decent starting pitching this season. I should also mention that I changed my ballpark to Citi Field, so back to Citi Field, so maybe that had something to do with it, because it's a big pitcher-friendly park. So let's go to the lineup. So I'm not going to read through the lineup itself. You can see on your screen. I will just tell you the notable additions. Drew Gilbert, right here. He's the future legend, and was he starting from the beginning? Let me see. I got him in July. End of July. And so he's been in my lineup against lefties and righties. And he's a outfielder that's best in left field, but he can play all the outfield positions, and he's eligible to learn first. So, and his stats here are not like extraordinary, like fairly average around. Kind of like Nimmo a little bit. Nimmo's stats are a little better. His eye is a little better, but kind of comparable to Nimmo. But Gilbert is a little faster, so I'll give him that. So anyway, let's go to our averages now. All right, so this is my lineup. Did I get anyone new? Let's see. All right, so you'll notice that I got these little stars next to my players. Those mean I have the combinator versions, which are a little bit better than the normal version. So I'll go into that as I go through my averages, and I'll go to the overall averages just because. So Dave Magadan's got my best overall average at 277, Nimmo 270, Mauricio 270, Drew Gilbert 269, Marte 265, Pete Alonso 263, and then pretty bad averages to end the season. But let's go to the home run leaders on my team. So, by the way, let me know if you're watching this, if you prefer me to go through my lineup this way that I'm doing it now than the previous way. So let's go to the home run leaders for my team. Alonso's got 30 homers. Mauricio's got 28. Howard Johnson's got 24. Francisco Alvarez has 20. Lindor's got 14. Dom Smith's got 14. Nimmo's got 12. Marte's got 11. Dyer's got 8, which is a lot more than I expected. Dave Magadan's got 5. Drew Gilbert has 3. And Lenny Randall has 1. And McEwing has 0. So let's go RBIs now. Alonso's got 94 RBIs. Mauricio has 86. Howard Johnson's got 73. Marte's got 65. Alvarez has 59, Dom Smith 59, Lindor 54, Nimmo 49, Magadan 28, Randall 24, Duffy Dyer 22, Drew Gilbert 20. Now, stolen bases, you can't see it on your screen. You might be able to if you maximize, but stolen bases, Marte's got 19, 8 caught. Lindor's got 17, 9 caught. Gilbert's got 13, 3 caught. Lenny Randall's got 7, 5 caught. Ronnie Mauricio's got 4 with 5 caught. So I'd say now just sorting it by average again, it seems to me, so Ronnie Mauricio is like the standout of my lineup. 28 homers, 86 RBIs, 270 average. And I wasn't quite sure what to expect from him, but he's been a pretty big addition to my team this season. His versus lefty stats are bad though, and so he's batting as a right-handed batter, 278, 218 versus lefty. So that's interesting to note. I have Lindor as my. I have let me see, where do I have Mauricio? Mauricio's my second baseman. Yeah, so. And let me show you my combinator, Howard Johnson. So if you go full screen, you might be able to see this better. So the base rating, this is what the base card looks like. And so this one's a level 2, level 0, level 1, and then level 2, which is where I'm at now. And I can go 3 more levels. And so you can see on the right-hand side how much the defense improves and how much the hitting improves. So if you look at the bar, there you go. The eye is one that gets much better. The eye and avoid Ks is important. Avoid Ks is the one that I need to improve upon. And the defense also, left field goes up a little higher. So maybe we move him into left field at some point. Never know. So Howard Johnson doing pretty good. I should show you. So that's my lineup situation. I don't know what else to show you about my lineup. I had to move McNeil to the bench because he just wasn't doing well enough for some reason. McNeil's card kind of dropped off. I don't know what happened. That's why I got McEwing back in there. And Cedeno, same thing, just didn't work. Jay Payton, same thing. His card just didn't work. Plus, I got Drew Gilbert, and I wanted to try his card out. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And I should show you the combinator for Craig Swan. Here we go. In case you want to see what his card looks like in the beginning to what it can be and what it is now. So you might want to go full screen. This is what his normal card looks like, and you'll see his stuff up there in yellow. It's got 65 stuff. But as you notice, it goes up. And here's level 2 where I am. So it's in the green at level 2 at 70. So his card has improved greatly, but I want to get him all the way up further. So hopefully I can get Craig Swan's card up to here. And his card will be pretty good. Pretty good to use. So, yeah. Only risk with him, he's an extreme fly ball pitcher. So that's my combinator situation. Now, let's see. Now that I've given you all of my players and given you the scouting report, now you can decide how well I've been doing. So, how well do you think my team did this year? You can take a guess, because I'm gonna reveal it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so my Mets Realm theme team in 2030 just finished the season. And here we are. You can go full screen, I think, and might see it better. 81 and 81. We just made the last wild card on the last game of the season. A 500 record. So we're playing the 86 and 76 Ocean City Seagulls in the first round of the playoffs. Just to give you an idea of how the months went. April 13 and 11, May 11 and 17. That's actually the stretch where I made those pitching replacements. And in June 12 and 13, July 13 and 12, August 15 and 13, September 14 and 13, and September 3 and 2. So very 500 the entire time. So yeah, can't say that I'm that upset. And if you're interested in how well my team did in team stats, I'm third in earn run average on my conference. In my conference, let's see. What else? Starters ERA second, bullpen ERA sixth, and some pretty good stats for my conference. My conference actually doesn't have that many tough teams. The biggest team has got 130 wins. Round Rock Dragons. And then the next one is Bexwell is 91, then 86. Then the wild cards is 90 and 87, and then me 81. So not that top heavy on my side. Not a whole lot of extraordinary teams on my conference. On the other side, there's a team with 103 wins, 102 wins, and 98 wins. 3 solid division winners on that end. And yeah, that'll be tough to come out of that side. And in case you're wondering, the relegation situation. This is the relegation. I'm an iron. Only 4 teams promote, and 8 teams get relegated. So we're gonna have to make the conference finals to advance, pretty much. So it's not a impossible task, but could be tough coming out as a wild card. And let's see, where do we go next? I was going to show you one more thing. What was I going to show you? Anyway. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the postseason bracket. Here's the playoff tree. So I'm over here. Gotta get here to get back up into the bronze. So that's our goal. Winning is nice, but getting back promoted to the Bronze League is the goal. So, right here, and then we play the 91 and 71 radishes, which is kind of interesting because I'm the division winner. So the 2 wild cards have to play the best team, and then the bottom division plays me, and I play the second best division. I don't know. That seems kind of weird that I would get a chance to play the weaker division. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, it might break right for me. I just beat this team to end the season. I won 2 out of 3 against the radishes to end the season. So the seagulls, I don't know how well I played against them in the season. Let me check. Reports and logs. Team stats. Team stats. Reports. Record and home. Team stats. Where is it? All right. Well, for some reason I can't find the screen that shows the record versus specific teams. Actually, wait. Maybe it's in the standings. Right here. Team versus team. Here we go. So my team is the Mets. What's the team that I'm playing against? The Ocean City Seagulls. All right, I think I found it right here in the C. Ocean City Seagulls. 4-3 with a 5.71 percentage. So this could be an interesting wild card. 3 straight away games, and yeah. All right, and I should say that for my pitching, I'm gonna keep the same rotation. Right now we're on October 7th on an off day. Then we go to another day, and then we go to another day. So I could conceivably go to another pitcher. So I could conceivably go to 4-man rotation, but with the off days, I might have to just keep the 5-man rotation because I'm not sure how that will break with the schedule going into the division series. So my rotation is pretty good. So Ojeda, Swan, and Darling. Yeah. So Ojeda will be in line for the first start by the time this game starts. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And so that ends my update video. And as you can see, I got 185 packs to open. This is May 5th, and as you may not know, actually, they're going to do an update this upcoming week, and they're going to add new cards, update the live cards, and so I'm actually not going to open my packs until at least later this week. So you're going to get another pack opening experience very soon. I don't know how soon it will be, but it might it might be as soon as this week. So look out for that coming up. And yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. And if you like this update of my Mets Realm theme team, you can subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. Like it and subscribe it. And comments. I respond to comments. So if you got something to say, to ask questions or whatever, let me know. And if you are even more willing, you can subscribe to my newsletter. It's a free newsletter. I do review style content and give my opinions. So thank you very much. And have a great night, great day, whatever time it is, where you are. I'll see you later and give you the playoff update very, very soon. Later.